I do it.
Loving but challenging.
The whole thing is you don't seem to be yourself, your normal self. What's is something going on?
Oh my
is there a
God.
problem?
That's right. Yeah. I got to ask that.
So,
I should ask people that.
Do you get you said
I'm not
you get
myself.
I'm not myself.
Who am I? No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Sometimes, I ask people that too. Yeah. When I notice something about them, is there something wrong, or sometimes they're just really quiet.
You can ask, "How are you doing?" And the way that you ask it will make a difference in the response you get. There's the very casual, "How you doing?" Which you're not going to get a serious response to that. But if you go, "How are you doing?" Where you put some real emphasis and empathy in the question, then you're more likely to get it.
How about something more forward, like, "Are you okay?"
I wouldn't ask that.
No, you don't.
Because they're
some people get defensive.
Right, exactly. It's going to trigger the trigger. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
No.
And it doesn't give them opportunity to tell you what's going on. If you say, "Am I okay?" It's either yes or no, and that's not good, because there's no out. Where I can say, "I'm okay," but if you say, "How are you doing?" They can say, "I'm okay, but," and so it doesn't necessarily say there's anything wrong. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to back people in corners.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You don't want to corner them. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I've been cornering people lately. So
for sex that might be okay. But
I guess, yeah.
So
if you're really trying to be caring, then maybe not.
Wow, that's interesting. So how can are you available online so people can ask you questions too?
People can either email me.
Okay.
And my email is actually it's Dennis Flanagan, DENIS FLANIGAN AOL.com. That's my email. You can contact me there, or they can call me 713-589-9804.
All right.
Contact me if you say, "Hey, this is kind of going on." Okay, then we'll talk about it.
But it's not besides this topic that we just had, also other. Like you said earlier, like BDSM tips maybe or stuff like that.
Sure.
well,
all kinds of things.
All kinds of things. Okay.
So,
And relationship issues. If you're just not feeling like life is really going how you want it to, one of the things I'd say, if you're feeling lost, confused, without direction, that's a great time to call someone.
Okay.
Because if you just feel out of sorts,
that's good to know. Okay.
and most therapists aren't going to go. They're not going to. If they think you're fine, they're not going to want to see you as a client anyway. So it's not like you're going to call them and they're going to, "Ooh, you're vulnerable. I'm going to take advantage of you." It's not the way therapy works.
Yeah.
We're really not interested in working with people that are fine. That's boring. So,
You have issues, call me.
Sure.
Pretty much.
And if you're not sure that you have issues, call too, and we'll help you figure that out.
And then refer some of your friends so we can call them. They'll tell us what all your issues are.
That's right. Okay, so thank you for the info. That's awesome. All right, so we have to move on. Okay, so now we're going to go to our next segment. It's actually the gay, the geek, and the bizarre. And right now, Woodja here is assigned to do the gay part of our article. So we read articles on the news, on the internet, or people forward it to us. So we kind of share it to you, and Ray makes snarky comments. Okay.
Was this really by Davey Wavy?
I guess so.
That's what the website said.
That's what it is. Everything in the web is always
because I'm a Davey Wavy fan.
And you didn't see this one?
Well, he said I sent it to him. I don't remember
it.
So,
okay, so the gay one.
Well,
go ahead.
You might have some issues. You might need to call somebody if your memory's going.
Probably, yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Okay,
so Davey Wavy posted this.
Excuse me.
And he says, "We've all heard gay men teasing each other about being bottoms. In fact, I'm often told my Mini Cooper is a bottom-mobile." That's Davey Wavy speaking, by the way. I don't even have a car. Meanwhile, these jabs are often silly and lighthearted. I speculated that this teasing arises from our own insecurities about bottoming and perhaps our own masculinity or femininity issues. This afternoon on the train back to Rhode Island from New York City, I read some research that might shed a little light on the situation. First, the authors found that gay men are attracted to masculinity. That doesn't surprise anyone, does it?
I'm attracted to masculinity.
To say that most gay men idolize masculinity isn't politically correct. But when you spend any amount of time, and I have, again, speaking in Davey Wavy's voice, pursuing the adult content we consume, you'll have plenty of evidence to support this theory. Think of how many cowboys, firemen, military men, and football players you've seen in porn.
Allegedly.
And how,
Oh, this
that?
world.
Allegedly.
playing
They're playing that. I
playing
bet.
cowboys, firemen, military.
Yeah.
And how the hairstylists, ballet dancers, and makeup artists never seem to make the cut.
That's right. Okay.
And it goes beyond the stereotypically masculine professions. There are any number of straight boy websites, for example,
Bait bus.
Bait bus.
that are geared toward a gay audience. Of course, there are still plenty of loving for flamboyant guys. As I've mentioned before, my friend Matt loves feminine men, and personally, I can see the attraction. But there's no question that masculinity is a huge turn-on for gay men. I always like to say that I like a little princess in my man.
Oh, really?
Not a lot, but a little.
Just a little?
Just enough.
Just enough. Yeah, I have friends who are like in Asian Sim friends. I have many Asian Sim friends. Houston, they chapter here in Houston. Lots of my friends there, not the Asian ones, but the friends there do like effeminate guys. Not that I'm one of them, right?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. So yeah, it's true. And then of course I myself am very attracted to masculinity also.
Sure. I think masculinity with a little touch of princess. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And princess is different than arrogant, so make the distinction there.
Yes, princess is very
Different.
Princess is in many ways the opposite of arrogant, because it's that willing to be vulnerable. I think is part of that, being princess, being looking to get taken care of in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, what's hotter than a masculine guy looking to get taken care of?
Yeah. And 65% are bottom. That's according to this guy, but I
According
don't
to
know.
right,
I don't know where his stats are coming from.
I keep finding the 1% apparently. So
The 1%.
the 1%
1%?
1% that are what?
that are bottom, because all the ones I usually
Oh.
find end up being tops, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, you have to get him in bed first to find the other 65%. Again.
No, I usually ask that question up first because I don't want any confusion when we get
really?
to the bedroom. I was like, are you a top or bottom? So
Well, the question doesn't really address the idea of versatile either. He says 35 are top and 65 are bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And my experience, most men are not exclusively tops or bottoms. But I did have a friend in D.C. who used to say that versatile does not mean whoever can get their legs up in the air first. So there is that.
yeah.
I've heard that if somebody says he's a top, he's pretty much versatile. He could turn over or whatever. And then if he's a versatile, he's a bottom. But if he says a bottom, he's a bottom, really. He's a power bottom. So I don't know.
Power bottom.
Yeah. So unless they're Latino, then they all want a bottom, but they'll top if they have to.
If they have to.
Is that the way that works?
That's the way I've been
They're
told it
power
works. I don't know.
versatile. Okay.
Okay,
right.
then.
Okay, so okay, let's move on. We're going to talk about
The
the geek part. Okay. This concerns everyone who watches YouTube. Okay. SOPA. Have you guys heard about SOPA online? No. SOPA is there's an introduction on this one on the link I will put in the website. So over the past month, battle lines have been drawn over a proposed new law in the U.S. called the Stop Online Piracy Act. They call it that, but it's really a terrible bill they're going to pass. So if passed, it will strengthen the American Justice Department's power to go after websites that host disputed copyrighted material, and could make sites such as YouTube, Tumblr, and Reddit liable for violations. So to do this, SOPA would create a blacklist of websites that infringe on copyrights. Anyone that alleges that a site is unlawfully publishing their copyrighted content could, with the judge's signature, demand that ad networks and companies like PayPal and Visa stop doing business with such sites. It would also require internet service providers. Yep, your ISP, if you're in Comcast or you have DSL or AT&T Uverse, they can block U.S. citizens from visiting these websites. So, the mere fact that somebody reports that your website has a copyrighted material, like maybe you quoted something, and somebody reports you,
Or you're on YouTube doing your version of all the single ladies.
yeah, that's right. You've seen
can
my
be
video,
shut
right? Actually, there's a potential that Google will they'll be forced to shut down YouTube. Even the ISPs can get into it. So there's a list on this link, I think there's a list of names wherein you can probably write to your representatives or people who are for this, who don't even know what it means. What's SOPA? Oh, Stop Online Piracy Act. Oh, I'm going to sign it. No, they don't even understand the fine line, the fine print underneath it. And it's really a terrible act. There are better ways to censor people or censor or to control.
Republican agenda.
I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Actually, it is because they're siding with the RIAA, and they're thinking that controlling people posting YouTube videos. If you see something on TV, you record it and put it online, and they think that would affect their money. The money that goes into their industry. So, what do you guys think? If you guys are uploading copyrighted material, let us know. We'll report you. No, we're not. No, we're not. See, if like now, if I post a picture, for example, of Lady Gaga, or a picture of
which outfit?
Which outfit? The Bad Romance video. Okay, so post maybe 5 seconds of it, even if it's fair use, like less than 5 seconds, for example. They can shut you down. They can just report you, and if the bill passes, then they can shut down any website. So that there's going to be a big outcry from many people who upload videos because they can't share anything. Even if you share something on Facebook can be shut down. Yeah, that can happen. So that's what's said.
We might have never got the Honey Badger video.
The Honey Badger video, yeah. All right, okay. Let's move on. That's the geek.
Say your single ladies video.
No, I haven't done a single lady.
You don't have a single
lady? No, I don't have a single lady video.
We'll make one. Ray will make one.
No.